Hello and welcome to the video abstract of our paper entitled Artists, Audience and Wellbeing, an Economic Analysis, in which we seek to explore the relationship between participation in the arts, be it productive participation as artists or in other forms, or more passive participation as audience, and the relationship between these phenomena and well-being. We start with a review of the literature, in which we first examine the ways that other scholars have defined and measured the terms artist, cultural engagement, and well-being. We also examine the literature, which, like ours, looks at the relationships between these phenomena, the kind of mechanisms that may be at play, the distinctions between active and passive participation, arts that are conducted in solitude and in more social arenas, and also the distinctions between artists and non-artists insofar as they demonstrate in well-being. The context for our study is Malta, which is a small island state populated by fewer than 500,000 people and which is part of the European Union. There has been a high government effort in recent years to encourage people to engage further in culture and the arts. However, participation remains low in various domains, except for traditional activities like village festivals or carnival. In order to explore the relationship between participation in the arts and well-being, we start with a conceptual model. This model foresees that the subjective well-being of an individual is a function of a vector of covariates, by which we mean that it is a function of various phenomena, including various demographics, but also lifestyle considerations that the individual may demonstrate. It's also, we hypothesize, dependent on cultural engagement, and this is what we set out to explore. We plug data into the model which we obtain from the National Statistics Office. This data is a nationally representative data set. It's over 1,000 observations conducted by obtained through face-to-face interviews. And this data set gives us both a measure of well-being. In fact, it gives us a life satisfaction measured on a 1 to 10 scale, as well as various indicators of cultural engagement, whether the respondent considers themselves to be an artist, an index of audience engagement, an index of participation, participation in festivals, donations to the arts, cultural travel. It also gives us all the necessary data in order to estimate a model of well-being, which of course not only relies on cultural engagement, but also on all the other covariates. Our three hypotheses are: the first, that active engagement in the arts is positively associated with life satisfaction. The second is that audience engagement is positively associated with life satisfaction. And the third is that artists themselves exhibit higher levels of life satisfaction, all things being held constant. We first estimate a basic model of life satisfaction, and then we start to add diverse variables that capture the phenomena artist, audience, and so forth. We do find that most of our models actually yield a positive signal on cultural engagement, which is to say that cultural engagement and artists actually are positively associated with life satisfaction. We also examine the profile of artists, finding that they do engage more in the arts, they do donate more to the arts, but also they demonstrate certain lifestyle characteristics that are different from others. Our main finding is that actually both active and passive participation are associated with higher life satisfaction in Malta, insofar as they are participation in traditional events. We find that active participation has a stronger relationship with life satisfaction, and we also find that among the community of people that identify as artists, life satisfaction is also higher. We thank you for your attention, and we do hope that you will read our paper.